Over the summer, power companies in our area, they were truly tested following Tropical Storm Isaias.
Yes, they are ready, or are they, for this major snowfall? Well, let's check in with Alfonso Quiroz from Con Edison. He's going to be joining us right now with a look at these storm preparations. Good morning, Alfonso.
Good morning, Betty and John. Thanks for having me.
All right, big question. When this hits our area, how ready is Con Edison? Because I know over the summer with Tropical Storm Isaias, it was a bit of a challenge.
Yes, I mean, we are watching the storm very carefully and very closely as it comes through. It is going to hit us at some point this afternoon, as you all know. What we've done so far is that we have about a little over 200 mutual aid crews from various parts of the country waiting for the storm to arrive and waiting for us to deploy them once outages do occur. We want to always remind all of your viewers that they should stay away from down power lines if they should see them. Remember, sometimes down power lines can be hidden by snow or leaves. You always want to treat those as if they were live, so you have to be really careful with that. And what we're also asking people is to sign up for text alerts at coned.com/text so that they can stay up to date with everything that's going on.
Alfonso, there was criticism of the utility companies, to be fair, not just Con Ed, last summer with Isaias. Were there specific lessons you guys learned from that? And if so, how might they be applied in the coming storm?
Well, the Isaias storm was a little bit different. A storm like this in the wintertime hits us in two different ways. We have two different types of electric delivery system. One is the overhead and one is the underground. The overhead is basically Westchester and Staten Island, and the underground is everywhere else. When a storm like this comes through, the wind and the snow can topple on trees, and they could go on power lines, which can cause outages. Now, that creates a little bit more of a problem for us because oftentimes when you're trying to even get to the locations to make repairs, the streets, you don't have access to the streets because there's more debris in there. So we have to make sure that the streets are clear so that we can actually go and make the repairs. The second part of a storm like this that hits us really bad is in the underground system, places, the other parts of the city, Manhattan, Bronx, Queens, other places. Because what happens is that when the snow falls, salt is put down, and then once the snow and salt start to melt into our system, it can start to corrode some of our wires underground, and that can create another outage. We actually don't even call these snowstorms anymore. We call them salt storms. So it hits us in two different ways. First the overhead, and then in the underground.
Okay, but I remember with Isaias, a lot of the problems, and you mentioned text us, email us, go online. People were trying to do that during those storms, thousands of people, but they were not getting through. The text messages weren't being returned. I personally tried to go online and report an outage. I couldn't even get through the system. So have you made some changes there to make sure that people can contact you when they do lose power?
Yes, we have looked at a lot of things that happened in the past storm, as we always do. There's always room for improvement, and we've looked at some of those very specific things and we've improved them. But remember, everybody is prepared until you're punched in the mouth. And that is a little bit what we saw last time. We watched these forecasts pretty closely, and if those forecasts change, even by a little bit, it's a completely different ball game. So what we're doing is that we're watching very closely the storm as it comes through. We've augmented our own team and our own crews with different mutual aid crews that are coming in, and we're going to watch it and attack those outages as soon as they occur.
Well, watching very closely are state and city and local officials, because there's a lot of criticism and they want to see how things are done this time. So not to put it bluntly, but you're in the spotlight. We'll see how it pans out. Again, thank you. And I think the quote of the day is, we're always prepared until you get punched in the mouth. Thank you, Alfonso, for reminding us of that.
Thank you. Be safe.
You